Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
The quantity of a crop that is harvested. He sent the first picking of berries to the market. The person or thing chosen or selected. He was my pick for mayor. A heavy iron tool with a wooden handle and a curved head that is pointed on both ends. They used picks and sledges to break the rocks. Pull lightly but sharply with a plucking motion. Pay for something. Pick up the tab. Look for and gather. Pick mushrooms. The act of choosing or selecting. You can take your pick. The best people or things in a group. Harass with constant criticism. Don't always pick on your little brother. Eat intermittently. Take small bites of. Remove unwanted substances from, such as feathers or pits. A small thin device, of metal or plastic or ivory, used to pluck a stringed instrument. The yarn woven across the warp yarn in weaving. Attack with or as if with a pickaxe of ice or rocky ground, for example. Hit lightly with a picking motion. A basketball maneuver. Obstructing an opponent with one's body. He was called for setting an illegal pick. A thin sharp implement used for removing unwanted material. He used a pick to clean the dirt out of the cracks. Pilfer or rob. Pickpockets. Provoke. Pick a fight or a quarrel. Remove in small bits. Pick meat from a bone. Select carefully from a group. She finally picked her successor. The quantity of a crop that is harvested. He sent the first picking of berries to the market. The act of picking, crops or fruit or hops, etc. The person or thing chosen or selected. The act of choosing or selecting. Your choice of colors was unfortunate. One of a number of things from which only one can be chosen. My only choice is to refuse. Of superior grade. Choice wines. Appealing to refined taste. Choice wine. The person or thing chosen or selected. A natural process resulting in the evolution of organisms best adapted to the environment. A passage selected from a larger work. The act of choosing or selecting. An assortment of things from which a choice can be made. The store carried a large selection of shoes. A heavy iron tool with a wooden handle and a curved head that is pointed on both ends. A heavy iron tool with a wooden handle and a curved head that is pointed on both ends. Strip of feathers. Pluck the capon. Pull lightly but sharply with a plucking motion. He plucked the strings of his mandolin. Look for and gather. Sell something to or obtain something from by energetic and especially underhanded activity. The trait of showing courage and determination in spite of possible loss or injury. Pull or pull out sharply. Pluck the flowers off the bush. Rip off. Ask an unreasonable price. The act of pulling and releasing a taut cord. Pull lightly but sharply with a plucking motion. Make or move along with a sound as of a horse's hooves striking the ground. Set something or oneself down with or as if with a noise. Drop steeply. Baseball, hitting a baseball so that it drops suddenly. With a short hollow thud. A hollow twanging sound. Lowest support of a structure. He stood at the foot of the tower. Pay for something. Foot the bill. Prosody. A group of 2 or 3 syllables forming the basic unit of poetic rhythm. Add a column of numbers. The part of the leg of a human being below the ankle joint. Armored from head to foot. A linear unit of length equal to 12 inches or a third of a yard. Any of various organs of locomotion or attachment in invertebrates. Walk. The pedal extremity of vertebrates other than human beings. An army unit consisting of soldiers who fight on foot. There came 10,000 horsemen and as many fully armed foot. A member of a surveillance team who works on foot or rides as a passenger. A support resembling a pedal extremity. 1 foot of the chair was on the carpet. The lower part of anything. Curled up on the foot of the bed. Travel by walking. He followed on foot. Look for and gather. The person or thing that is rejected or set aside as inferior in quality. Remove something that has been rejected. Cull the sick members of the herd. The act of choosing or selecting. One of a number of things from which only one can be chosen. What option did I have? The right to buy or sell property at an agreed price. The right is purchased and if it is not exercised by a stated date, the money is forfeited. Toiletry consisting of any of various substances in the form of a thick liquid that have a soothing and moisturizing effect when applied to the skin. The best people or things in a group. The cream of England's young men were killed in the Great War. Beat thoroughly and conclusively in a competition or fight. Remove from the surface. Skim cream from the surface of milk. Add cream to one's coffee, for example. Make creamy by beating. Put on cream, as on one's face or body. She creams her face every night. The part of milk containing the butterfat. An accusation that you are responsible for some lapse or misdeed. The police laid the blame on the driver. Harass with constant criticism. A reproach for some lapse or misdeed. He took the blame for it. Put or pin the blame on. Attribute responsibility to. We blamed the accident on her. Expletives used informally as intensifiers. It's a blamed shame. Harass with constant criticism. Eat intermittently. Take small bites of. She never eats a full meal, she just nibbles. A small bite. Bite gently. The woman tenderly nibbled at her baby's ear. Bite off very small pieces. She nibbled on her cracker. Gentle biting. Repair by adding pieces. She pieced the china cup. A portion of a natural object. He needed a piece of granite. Eat intermittently. Take small bites of. He pieced at the sandwich all morning. An item that is an instance of some type. He designed a new piece of equipment. A share of something. A period of indeterminate length, usually short, marked by some action or condition. I need to rest for a piece. A musical work that has been created. A work of art of some artistic value. It is not known who created this piece. An instance of some kind. It was a nice piece of work. Create by putting components or members together. She pieced a quilt. A portable gun. Game equipment consisting of an object used in playing certain board games. He sacrificed a piece to get a strategic advantage. To join or unite the pieces of. A serving that has been cut from a larger portion. A piece of pie. A distance. It is down the road a piece. An artistic or literary composition. He wrote an interesting piece on Iran. A separate part of a whole. An important piece of the evidence. Join during spinning. Piece the broken pieces of thread, slivers, and rovings. Make clean by removing dirt, filth, or unwanted substances from. The dentist cleaned my teeth. Free of restrictions or qualifications. A clean bill of health. Free from clumsiness, precisely or deftly executed. He landed a clean left on his opponent's cheek. Of a manuscript, having few alterations or corrections. A clean manuscript. Clean one's body or parts thereof, as by washing. Clean up before you see your grandparents. Not spreading pollution or contamination, especially radioactive contamination. A clean fuel. Completely, used as intensifiers. Clean forgot the appointment. Exhibiting or calling for sportsmanship or fair play. A clean fight. Remove unwanted substances from, such as feathers or pits. A weight lift in which the barbell is lifted to shoulder height and then jerked overhead. Of behavior or especially language, free from objectionable elements, fit for all observers. Good clean fun. Of a surface, not written or printed on. A clean page. Morally pure. Led a clean life. Free from impurities. Clean water. Of sound or color, free from anything that dulls or dims. Efforts to obtain a clean bass in orchestral recordings. Remove unwanted substances from. Clean and tidy up the house. She house cleans every week. Free from sepsis or infection. A clean, or uninfected, wound. Remove all contents or possession from, or empty completely. The boys cleaned the sandwich platters. In conformity with the rules or laws and without fraud or cheating. Be cleanable. This stove cleans easily. Deprive wholly of money in a gambling game, robbery, etc. The other players cleaned him completely. free from dirt or impurities, or having clean habits. Children with clean shining faces. Free of drugs. After a long dependency on heroin, she has been clean for 4 years. Not carrying concealed weapons. Of a record, having no marks of discredit or offense. A clean voting record. Remove shells or husks from. Clean grain before milling it. Remove while making clean. Ritually clean or pure. Thorough and without qualification. A clean getaway. Without difficulties or problems. A clean test flight. A small thin device, of metal or plastic or ivory, used to pluck a stringed instrument. A small thin device, of metal or plastic or ivory, used to pluck a stringed instrument. Any material that fills a space or container. The yarn woven across the warp yarn in weaving. A food mixture used to fill pastry or sandwiches, etc. Dentistry. A dental appliance consisting of any of various substances, as metal or plastic, inserted into a prepared cavity in a tooth. When he yawned, I could see the gold fillings in his teeth. Flow into something, as a container. The act of filling something. The yarn woven across the warp yarn in weaving. The yarn woven across the warp yarn in weaving. Separate substances into constituent elements or parts. Make a break in. Laugh unrestrainedly. Suffer a nervous breakdown. Discontinue an association or relation. Go different ways. To cause to separate and go in different directions. Cause to go into a solution. Close at the end of a session. Take apart into its constituent pieces. Break or cause to break into pieces. Bring the association of to an end or cause to break up. Break violently or noisily. Smash. Come to an end. Cause to separate. Break up kidney stones. Release ice. Set or keep apart. Attack with or as if with a pickaxe of ice or rocky ground, for example. Destroy the completeness of a set of related items. Come apart. Horny projecting mouth of a bird. Informal terms for the nose. Hit lightly with a picking motion. A beak-like, tapering tip on certain plant structures. Beak-like mouth of animals other than birds, e.g., turtles. Eat like a bird. Kiss lightly. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. Bother persistently with trivial complaints. Eat by pecking it, like a bird. Hit lightly with a picking motion. A British imperial capacity measure, liquid or dry, equal to 2 gallons. A United States dry measure equal to 8 quarts or 537.605 cubic inches. Separate or remove. Pull or pull out sharply. Shoot one by one. Perceive with the senses quickly, suddenly, or momentarily. Register, Perceptual input. Pick up a signal. Take into custody. Take and lift upward. Get to know or become aware of, usually accidentally. Fill with high spirits. Fill with optimism. Gather or collect. They pick up our trash twice a week. Eat by pecking it, like a bird. Gain or regain energy. Improve significantly. Go from bad to good. Buy casually or spontaneously. Get in addition, as an increase. Give a passenger or a hitchhiker a lift. Lift out or reflect from a background. Meet someone for sexual purposes. He always tries to pick up girls in bars. Take up by hand. Signal that comes out of an electronic system. What is produced in a given time period? The quantity of something, as a commodity, that is created, usually within a given period of time. Final product. The things produced. Production of a certain amount. To create or manufacture a specific amount. The computer is outputting the data from the job I'm running. An artifact that has been created by someone or some process. They export most of their agricultural production. The quantity of something, as a commodity, that is created, usually within a given period of time. Production was up in the second quarter. A display that is exaggerated or unduly complicated. She tends to make a big production out of nothing. A presentation for the stage or screen or radio or television. Have you seen the new production of Hamlet? Economics. Manufacturing or mining or growing something, usually in large quantities, for sale. He introduced more efficient methods of production. Law. The act of exhibiting in a court of law. The appellate court demanded the production of all documents. The act or process of producing something. Shakespeare's production of poetry was enormous. The creation of value or wealth by producing goods and services. The income or profit arising from such transactions as the sale of land or other property. Be the cause or source of. End resistance, as under pressure or force. The door yielded to repeated blows with a battering ram. Move in order to make room for someone for something. Consent reluctantly. Give or supply. This year's crop yielded 1,000 bushels of corn. Be flexible under stress of physical force. Give in, as to influence or pressure. Give over. Surrender or relinquish to the physical control of another. The quantity of something, as a commodity, that is created, usually within a given period of time. Be willing to concede. Bring in. Production of a certain amount. An amount of a product. Be fatally overwhelmed. Cause to happen or be responsible for. Cease opposition. Stop fighting.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.